Roll call.
Arden here.
Jerry here.
John here.
Kathy here. Karen here.
Get a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Carla.
Jerry,
John, aye.
Kathy here. Karen.
Okay, park property discussion, and you want me to shut that off?
No, it can just run.
Just let it run the whole
Yep,
time?
It can let it run and then we'll just stop it and start a new recording when we go into close.
Okay. I need a motion to go into closed session.
No, well, we
No, we're
gotta
not.
have a discussion with them first.
Oh, okay, I'm
Then we'll go
sorry.
into closed session.
All right, okay. I got it. A little slow at catching up here. Okay. So, Gary, where are we?
Well, how far back you want to go?
Let's just,
Well, let's just briefly review where this all started. I think all the council people have been aware that I was here at a meeting here during the summertime, getting the property just to the east here zone commercial. The entire property, part of it was commercial, so it's all zone commercial. But if just briefly we could back up a little bit, the property is we're looking to make some changes in ownership of the property. It's held by the Birds family, and we were told. Or I never got told directly, but my brother did, and it's been leaked out. We've heard it in the just the general discussions when you talk to people in town, and that the city would be possibly interested in that parcel of ground for future development of a park or so. And so I approached Larry several months ago that the Birds family's looking to make some changes in the ownership, the construction of the ownership over there. And so if the city was interested in acquiring a portion or all of that property, they needed to get involved and start talking to us about it, because we were going to make some changes. And right away, the discussion, well, we don't have the money to, buy the property, and I says, and develop it at the same time for a park or whatever. And so I says, well, buy the property anyway, and you can develop it over time as the funds become available. That was the very early discussions, and then I brought before the council a couple of drawings of the proposed layout for developing the property. Those drawings were very fluid. I mean, they're movable. The property lines, the roads, and such inside there, because nothing's been sold or determined yet. But when we get to the point about developing property, developmental costs are extremely high. And for what I quoted the city to purchase that ground, it's just not going to work to sell that ground to the city for that price, knowing that 70% of the cost of the infrastructure is located on about 30% of the property. So that needs to be spread out. So going from $15,000 an acre to $75,000 an acre is quite a leap. need to know if the city is interested in being a partner, or if the city doesn't want to be a partner, then the family is going to develop the property just to the south of the property line and start putting in some, building it that way in smaller increments. But it would probably push the city out of the picture as far as a park then.
So now you want 75,000 an acre from us?
Well, that's the developmental cost.
Oh, okay. So you're still at 15,000 an acre for us, okay.
I was, that was raw ground price.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I could sell for raw ground, and I think we had discussion of what the property to the east and the property to the south of that piece of property sold for. So that's where I was at with that. But the developmental cost of me turning that over is just not going to work.
So what are you looking for exactly from the city?
I would like to see the city be a major player in the infrastructure. It would be located on this, primarily on the city's property. We would configure the city's property in such a way that a majority of the infrastructure would be on their property, and then the grading and of the design detention basin would be on city property and would have to be put in before any other development could be done. I have no dollar amount. I haven't gone in. I've kind of taken a little break from this, so I don't have any more for you on a cost split or anything like that. I just kind of need to know if the city is interested in, and those are the numbers. I mean, that 75,000 is developmental cost per acre. We can do this another way. I'll sell you the acreage for $75,000 an acre too, and I can put the infrastructure in. But I think we could do it cheaper, and I think we could do it, I think the city could do it more effectively.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say construction, you mean roads, water, sewer?
There's no roads involved for the city. There is a road that goes in, but that would be on my tab.
Now the only road you're gonna do is,
There's a horseshoe shaped road, or so to speak.
and it comes out on Birds Road?
This is what we're looking at.
Come out on Birds Road, and it would go to that Urissa. No, it's not that.
It's not this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does.
Is it the same?
No, it's different.
It's different.
So these lots along the east side would access it off of Cox Springs?
These lots would come off of Cox Springs?
No, they'd come in here, and there'd be an access road put in here,
Oh, okay, yep,
which would be a private drive.
okay.
So it wouldn't be a public.
So this is the only street you'd put in then?
Right.
This one here, okay.
Basically, the cost of this street would be for the landowners, whoever owned the land here, and that's me at this time.
Okay.
And then when this goes in, this would be, shared by whoever the property owners were on either side.
Does the road come out on Cox Springs?
No.
I mean, this is wrong now, but does,
Yes.
is there any access on?
Oh, yeah, it comes over
okay,
to
still
your lane.
is.
And then there's an access down here too, Ken.
It joins with,
Oh, okay.
with the street that goes across the.
Yeah.
So,
Would all those lots access off Cox Springs?
No. No, they would have a access road between the two existing streets that are getting put in.
So infrastructure, are you talking sewer, water, electrical?
Okay. Well, there's a street that's gonna come in here, and then this is like.
Yeah, and I think I need to back Mary up just a little bit, but if there's any road that fronts city property, they would have to pay their half.
So this will come in here. and
So
then-
if it's circle, I don't know how the street's gonna lay out, but if I own on the east side and the city owned on the west side, I
We-
would have to pay my east side.
And we'd
city
pay
would
the west side, yeah.
So if there's any of that,
Okay.
See, and
That sure isn't.
Well, should be this frontage over here that we're going.
No, yeah, but that's, he's gonna take care of that.
No, not what she, not basically what she said. This road would be split, right?
yeah, it'd be half of.
This frontage road?
Would be split.
Does it border the city?
Right, if this would be what we'd look at, so then it would be
Yeah.
split.
Right. So if there's a road here, these property owners would pay their half, the city would pay for their half. Because it's a shared project
All right.
with that.
Okay.
And like, this parcel's gonna have to pay this half here, and this parcel's gonna pay this half.
Same things like that.
Right.
I thought said he was gonna take care of this himself.
Well, that's why she backed the bus.
Right, right.
Make sure we're on the same page.
Is this gonna be a public street?
That'll be a public street.
It'll be a public street. The one coming off of Birds.
You wanna show them that, they're not.
One from Charity to Bird Road will be a public street.
Right. That's public.
That'll be a public street. That other street doesn't come down this way.
Right.
And then instead of there'd be an access here, and there'd be that frontage road up through here for these lots.
So we can pay in half.
Paying half to
these.
Yeah. That's not us, that's whoever buys that. What we have is just inside this black line.
Detention basin? 3?
3.2.
I don't think this would be our, we'd have just inside.
You gotta know that those lines aren't.
Perfect, right. But this area here is where we're looking at purchasing.
Also, the size of the detention basin and location it is basically figured in off of runoff of whatever hard surface area. So you can go wider, deeper, or
Is that drawn up by somebody?
it's
I mean,
engineered, but the DNR would have to go ahead and
okay,
site
but I mean, it was engineered to take in all the water.
Yes.
Okay.
Except, what, roughly 8% of your drainage area.
However, depending on your usage, if you're having a park without pavement, could be smaller.
Right.
Like I said over here before,
Access.
the detention basin is going to be on the city's property, but, the city of Dyersville, their entire soccer field complex is a flood zone.
Right.
So that's no big deal.
Right.
It's just, you could have 8 acres of soccer fields, and it's also a detention basin in case you have a.
Well, but there's water running through this all the time, isn't there?
Well,
Or is
there'd
there-
have to be a spot where it'd have to be lower.
Right, okay.
If I'm looking at the right parcel that the city was interested in, if that's still the case, there's absolutely no access to the city's property here.
Well, there would be based off of that,
Off of Cox Springs.
off of Cox Springs.
Bottom part.
Down in the bottom
Way
down
down
there.
here.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
goes into a.
Right, and then we also talked
Street
about
on
talking
into
to,
a-
That'd be a public
That
street.
road down at the.
down at the bottom
here.
down here, yeah, I
Or
can't
Dream.
remember what it is. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Extend that from there up to the park also.
What's the acreage amount in that
See,
drawing?
it goes into this other line.
This is private, this is the private road.
This would go ahead, there'd be a road going through here.
There is like
This would be a public road coming through.
23?
Well, no,
No.
it's just this parcel here.
This
And that includes the detention basins?
Yeah,
Yes.
So could they access the park?
and that's flexible
Well,
too.
you would have to come in this way.
You still
Road
bring in
25.
Just on all the land. place.
But that's not.
It would,
property.
well, like I said, these lines aren't perfect. We move it back or forward to,
Property line.
right, and then it access it that way. And then also there's a straight down here,
Right, yeah.
hopefully connect.
But as far as this whole, like, from here.
Right.
Not from
You can't
here.
get it from it all.
Right.
And this doesn't count. Access up.
Who owns it down there?
Yeah, we could talk to him about, I'm sure he
Well, let's put the cart ahead of the horse, though.
sell us a 66 foot right away, or we wouldn't even need 66 foot going into the park, I wouldn't think.
So
But we-
is this the best option? You're talking, I'm really confused now. Is this the best option that everybody come up with, or how much discussion has there been? Or?
What questions would you have if there was a discussion? Best option, I'm just looking at where your ball fields are now. And we're talking about a park with ball fields, soccer fields for, my God, this town has so many young kids. And they're all gonna grow up to be teenagers, that's what I.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's up to the police department. You need more recreation. That's just what I see. I don't know what you guys hear, but this land is in close proximity to what you have now. You can't get any land next to it. This is close, and this would work out with what you got going on, what you want to do. But if you want to go someplace else, if you want to go north of the tracks, it doesn't matter to me. This is just my offer to you.
So when you talk about infrastructure, you're talking, like Jerry said, sewer, water, and electrical.
The infrastructure, sewer, water, yeah, the electrical,
And it looks like the only road we would be splitting would be that
the one on the
north,
south
heads
side.
south to north.
As long as your property didn't butt up against.
Right,
you know,
so this
that-
frontage road.
It's not drawn that way.
Your
So-
access road,
Yeah,
So
Deb said this,
yeah, this
This
one.
one.
this one,
that
what
one
about,
would be ours, but Deb said
That's the
this one
only
going up
access you're
here,
gonna
This
have.
one would not be.
that would
That's
not be,
private.
that would be all yours?
That's a private drive.
Okay.
okay.
So as far as sewer is concerned, we run it through the roads or?
Unless you wanted a public street,
See, I never seen this since Gary and I last time. What are you talking?
right here. There's a
We need to
road
get
that has to go through here to
Actual layouts to what
access
it
these
is.
lots.
Sewer
We're
and
not
This
gonna-
is different
we're
than
not-
last I saw.
We're not gonna
Get
access,
forwarded
yeah,
to
it is.
have an
Here's
idea
the-
what
This is the old one, yeah.
So they're gonna, I'm sorry.
We gotta
Oh,
get
this one
this
is
kind of
Hot
laid out,
Springs.
so we
Okay.
know what he's talking for sewer and water before he.
We gotta turn that around, yeah.
Okay, but what I'm saying is the city won't be able to access this, right?
No, it's private.
Okay.
And see, then that wouldn't have to be built to city specs either.
No, it could be,
Unless-
it'd be a black or a hard top surface for sure, but.
Right, but unless at some point you were gonna turn that over to the city, then it'd have to be
It'd
built to
have
our
to be
specs.
built and, to connect and.
Right.
But I don't think.
Are we paying for half of that?
Is
that-
this
No,
gonna
not
be
that one.
annexed into the city?
It will if we get the infrastructure,
The whole thing will be, yeah. The whole,
the entire.
Well, you're just saying if it's city, you're asking about,
You're asking about the road?
yeah.
Still could be a private drive.
right,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But I
then there
said,
wasn't a
I
question
said
about
if it was gonna eventually be turned over to the city, this road, then it would have to be built to our specs.
Well, I don't think it's planned on being.
No,
No.
he said he
Okay.
didn't plan on it, but I
okay.
said if it
Okay.
eventually would, then it would
Okay,
have to.
so right now, the Birds family owns all this.
Yes,
Right.
I own this.
yes.
Are you gonna bring me sewer and water?
Don't you have one?
You're not.
I'm in the county and I don't have sewer or water.
Heard.
Oh,
Here.
that's right.
Yeah,
weren't
you'd almost have to be annexed into the city for us.
Up here, you're talking right here.
Yes, that,
So Dean meant you just wanna,
No, she's talking about the land you got already.
What's that?
Power station's not annexed either.
Well, I
Talking about the
don't
land next to it.
foresee that being a problem.
No, it's just two pieces
Well,
of
there,
property.
there's infrastructure on the other side of that road.
On the west side of
But
it.
you're talking about.
Right, it would have to, they would have to bore underneath the road to get water to that side, correct?
There's no water on the south side. On the south
North side
side.
of Birch Road.
Right, there's no water on the south side of Birch Road.
The water could be ran up from between the two properties. Is it Conlon property and your guys' property? So it ends, it could be extended north.
Yeah, down
On the
here
east side of Parkview.
is where the water main is,
We did run water main down.
and he said we could run that up this way,
Is it deadheaded right
down
here?
here.
Right straight off this road?
Right,
The dead end of
but
the-
I'm here.
Yep. And
And where are you gonna bring water up this, back
Well,
this way?
we'll eventually be bringing it up into the park. We'd have
I'm talking
to
park.
bring it up that way too.
Okay.
We could get it up that
You
way.
know,
Yeah, I
Parkview
didn't know. I
starts
thought
right
it was
here, this
across the
road
street
deadheads
here.
to the-
Well, there is water across the street.
Because the water
Okay, I
goes
didn't know
straight
whatever
down that
way
road.
you-
Yeah, no, there's water across the street. I don't know.
And then it goes south.
Yeah, we could pop it on the end of the
Well,
street.
you got
straight
Parkview
across.
Estates here, and they're not
Right.
water.
Or is that the substation?
Right close to them.
Yeah.
The substations that are in here. are-
Substation is before Deb's, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, you got the apartments, and then you got the substation, and then the storage sheds.
Do we have alternative options? I mean, do we have 2, 3 scenarios, or is this?
Yeah,
basically
just bring your chair over.
Or-
All I can hear is like these people going, well,
Create another scenario.
all I'm hearing is down, up, down, up.
Oh, it's about asking about some whole thing.
He said the same thing, we can't hear anything, here, we go, we're good.
And I have no idea what
Okay, see, here's,
that come in with,
here's Deb's storage garage.
whether that.
Did you have meetings with any?
Now, where's the water main? The water main's on this side.
Yeah, a couple of little brief discussions with Larry.
Yeah.
What you got?
And I think we met with Jerry earlier.
Just bought the whole thing.
Months
The
ago.
two of them.
I don't think-
months
I
ago.
think we wanna do
We
that.
have these.
We've got other interested parties, so.
So how much?
We extended this north.
Yep.
I mean,
created an easement.
Well, there's 56
because
acres.
we've got no,
I think would be the most.
Okay.
we really don't.
Yep.
And if you look at, right
That one,
along
that's
that
why I
track
said
that goes
to
down there,
Bob.
we tried to get access and go across there.
I mean, it's all the way up to
And-
here.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
It's up to here.
We're granting you
Oh, yeah,
access
yeah.
Booster station right here.
to the park.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, but I like some of that land over on Birds Road too.
Yeah, well,
So yeah,
we can we can adjust the prices and make that possible for you, Karen.
Well, that's just me though, Gary.
so Dean said too, we can bring it up from the bottom and run it up along between Parkview Estates and this property and bring it up to that corner and then run it. And that way we can,
It's right here though, right, Larry?
Do you think that would be the most feasible, or taking off the
See,
water?
right away, we're not.
yeah, it is right
looking
there,
at the
but
big picture when we do
then we're
that.
coming through them storage sheds.
Go right between it.
Of course, we're not hearing.
But
Then aren't you?
this way we can
The big
bring it,
picture
I don't
is
know.
the
Dean
city
thought this
most-
would be the most feasible way.
The most feasible would be running it up the waterway, so you're servicing the most area in future lots. And then the DNR probably in the next 10 years, same thing will happen in the city of Asbury when the Meadows they went through and they took out all the septic fields out of the Meadows Estates.
Mhm.
And that all got put in, got rid of that, and that all went into the city of
Are you talking
Asbury.
about this waterway?
Yes.
But then, for the city's purposes, we're probably gonna have like concession stand infrastructure pavilion over here, so that if we have it up here, it's a lot easier for us. to-
More than likely, what you would want to do is have your baseball fields, concession stands on the east side of that property instead of having bright lights right on the back of the houses.
Right. So closer to Cox Springs.
Closer in the center of that parcel, the
Yep.
entire parcel.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, you don't want them balls flying over the neighbor's house.
Well, that way,
That's what I'm
they-
saying.
That's why we're saying.
That way they
Away
wouldn't.
from- Put them on the east side of that property.
But I think as far as the design of the facility, putting the cart ahead, we're putting the cart ahead of the horse here.
Right.
I mean, I think that's,
But I'm saying
But I-
to service the
Right, I know
most
what you're
area
saying as far as with the
and just
water.
gravity and 10 years, and then you have your sewer for Birds Acres when that
but as
gets
far as
put on.
the design of whatever we're gonna do there is putting our cart ahead of the horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think
But I
that,
gotta think in the future.
He was just
Right,
talking
right.
water main though. is what
How
he was
many,
talking about.
ball fields or soccer fields can you go in?
You'd be able to get 4 diamond infrastructure for baseball fields, and you'd be able to get, depending on your layout, you'd get probably 5 or 6 soccer fields.
And then
Plus
still have room for plenty of
parks,
park.
similar to Farley's. where
Yeah,
we-
yep. Yeah, I think Farley's is only like 4 or 5 acres, their whole area there. I don't know if you've ever been over to Farley's Park.
Yes.
Yeah, I think their entire park with the ball fields and everything, I think is, somebody said was like 5 acres. But I could be wrong on that.
so ideally you would like us to run water up through all of the property you guys wanted to retain.
Along the east side of.
East side,
on the
west
east side.
of, west of Cox Springs, east side of the property, and then also bring it over to your property. Which is exactly where, that's just this parcel right here, right?
Well, that's the substation, so
Oh,
it's
I'm
this
sorry.
property. Where these white rectangles are, that's the
So
storage.
can we
house.
get water from the end of Belo to Deb's parcel there?
We could, yeah.
I truly believe the most efficient way would be to come north
They can't get,
From the south.
get there.
from the south
By the booster station and up.
and border the park property.
And Park
Just on the
Estate.
west side of the property there?
Right over here.
He's talking right over
That
here.
property and the park property.
And then take sewer off of Cox Springs and cut into it or what?
The sewer's gonna come off of just south of the booster station and would run up the water main.
If that isn't counted, because they're wanting to have.
Right now, the water main, and it's here, I believe they get here.
That's
It's around down the easement.
Yes.
3 days.
Yes.
That's
And then
right back in.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's private street, it have to be a public street, and you're talking about one It's just,
I think you have to know how you're getting into the park. You can't expect everybody from around here and all the way down here to get into it.
Well, but
But you don't know.
Well-
You come from this way, and if you do come from this way, that's a constant stream of traffic coming on that street down here. Constant,
so we'd have to
going
have,
into it.
we'd have to have access off that other street is what you're saying. then. Off that one up there.
Property up here. to get-
Let me see that one over there. Sharon.
The
So you're saying we need access down here.
Yeah, or to the south side. So we can get ourselves main road access.
Mhm.
The sewer's coming up the water.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Are you
That's
saying?
bad, do that to that one street down there.
The most,
Well, I realize that.
And-
That's what we were talking
And I
about.
think this is also bad, to make them come all the way over here and only be able to go that way.
Right.
So if we took this with this,
If we put this,
Yeah.
with this,
yeah,
so that's, 8 acres. Or if we run a street down here, come off of this one and straight down, just Y that right there, T it, and come right down here.
but I'm saying from Birds Road, we need to have access.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that'd work better. Still want it down, access down
Oh,
here.
absolutely, you have
And
to have
if-
two,
if-
at least two. But I'm afraid making that the main one down there, coming off of the tree now.
Roughly 345,000, just.
Probably.
I got somebody.
The reason they talk about that is because they could
It's gonna come to the city. for
leave this
water.
park, go down and over
They're gonna ask for
and
the
into
same.
the other park. You know, if they were, kids were playing one game over here and then they had to play another one over there, then.
But that again
Coming
is
up
like-
and over and down would work too.
Makes more sense.
Right.
To me.
Yeah, yeah, it
Because
does make
that's
sense.
on the stream.
Yeah. It wouldn't be any further to go up here to Birds and come down to the park as to come over here, up, and then up into the park. But yeah, we have to have,
My plan would be to go across the road and side it over.
well,
I mean, that property.
this here? Well, do we have to buy it? We just
Well,
have a street down to.
and is that our home? That's his property.
Well, that's, you'd have to ask him. Gary, what would the possibilities be of running a street down here also to the park?
Maybe possibility.
I mean, I think we need to have access off of Birds Road coming down.
That gives us access to this area for us if we want.
Yeah, it's
So
a
it'd
possibility.
cut this lot a little short, but not that much. You know, if you took half out of here, it's only 66-foot right away for a city street. So it only
Might be a possibility that we not line this up and bring this over to here and bring it straight down. I know. I'm like you.
I'd rather see it lined up here.
I do too.
And really, you
Yeah.
could very well come back down
Where do we
here.
have sewage along
and
Birds
tie back
Road?
into the water.
We got it.
Along
School,
Birds
right?
Road?
Yeah,
No, it comes in from behind on Birds.
you mean it comes in from behind. What about the school?
Everything that feeds Kelly Oaks goes.
Is over on that
Goes
side.
north.
It goes down to, there's a lift station down there somewhere, I think.
Yeah, there is.
I should verify
There
that
is.
with,
It comes out like when Call Bridge intersects with that last street, Walnut.
yeah.
That's a low area. That's where the sewer comes across there. And then it runs down to
So
the
yeah,
left.
they're all back that way in Kelly Oaks. So the sewer's back there. There's a lift station, I believe, down
Down in the end of Willow Ridge North.
So then where did Deb's come from? She's got sewage, doesn't she?
she's got a lift station that pumps up. We gotta ask Dean all that.
Yeah, it pumps into that bottom street, Amara or something.
Yeah.
And then it goes around and it goes back down to another lift station.
We don't have sewage along Birds Road.
No, not up there, we don't, no.
Is it just imaginary or?
Where's it end?
Where does it end? I think over Deb's property over there.
No, I mean, we've got Parkview Estates, and we've got,
The closest to Birds Road you'd have it would be between the lots that run along Birds Road and the lots that are out along that
But I'm just saying, this all
intermittent street there in that
Pretty good there. So I'm just, I mean, you might have to have a lift station.
and then just be. a
Parkview
service-
Estates runs
service
down
line.
now. Down, there's a lift station down by the pond down there.
And that's why I say, depending on the depth over
so
here.
where would we pick it up then? Down here where we put in this, water and sewer down below?
I mean, that's-
Probably,
Would
yeah.
that go all the way up to Birds?
You still have the same stuff you're gonna put in here like you were.
That's a better question for Dean. I'm not,
Yeah.
he knows more
And I very well believe.
about, I know where they're at, but as far as to figure out where they gotta run to, that'd be a better question for him.
If it's most feasible way.
I was telling Karen that I have one party.
Well, this gotta stay on the street.
We're in the
This
process of
one,
selling him this
this
property
here.
right here. He's gonna put a septic
septic
field in, and he's gonna ask the city to he's gonna hook a water line underneath Birds Road to hook on.
Makes sense, but, on the waterways. and the-
Well,
Because this is not gonna happen fast enough.
He can't put a septic in if that's annexed into the city.
Now, he'll stay in the county.
That's still county land.
It's county land.
So none of this is getting annexed in then?
Well, it will because.
We won't do anything until this whole works is
Yeah, I know,
annexed in.
but we can't get things done fast enough
I mean, there's a manhole down here too, we could very well.
to accommodate that.
Where actually on this property?
What's that, Karen?
He's already got somebody who wants.
So basically, it's telling us that we need sewer and water up here
Back here.
next spring, and that's not gonna happen. So he can get a service line, hopefully, from the city underneath Birds Road and put a septic field in and start his operation.
I don't even.
Don't we have sewer right over, well, yeah.
That's what I mean, we gotta have sewer close by.
Well, there's sewer over on
So even
Ulana.
there, we could grab a manhole down here further
Dean,
and get over there.
It's not, it wouldn't
I'm
be.
not-
it
I'm
wouldn't
not
be-
sure where
It
that-
wouldn't be deep enough to service this area though.
Right.
the one on Ulana, probably not.
Even though they put it in so
I
deep.
mean, even 15 foot
Yep.
might not.
We all had 20/20 vision, they could have brought the damn sewer line up here, and it would have been cheaper to put in, because they went 23 feet deep, and they still couldn't get it deep enough to service these 4 lots here, so these 4 lots have a lift station.
You're at 1075.
But,
1078.
This is how critical this is. This
Those
guy wants to.
4 lots of yours have?
No, it's in
Oh, okay,
Crosger
yep.
and Thunder Valley.
Yep, okay. I know which ones you're talking
So
about.
to get to Thunder Valleys, you'd have to come all the way down here. Right?
It wouldn't work for the property though, because it's too high. It wouldn't gravity feed. And the cost of a lift station would supersede the cost of running a new line all the way from the manhole here up.
All the way down.
If it's annexed in, does that property owner have the option to
Probably go
to
to the city once.
use
Do
his
septic?
septic that he's gonna put in?
No, we don't
or-
allow septic systems in town.
Is getting drafted here with the.
But if he has it in and then the property's annexed in,
12 foot.
I don't know how.
Yeah,
that works.
I'm not sure how that works either, if he puts it in before
He
it gets
does it
annexed
right
now.
now, you're saying?
Next spring.
Oh, next spring.
Provided he was gonna hook in to it when we got it up there.
Well,
I guess I wouldn't be
I'm
opposed to
assuming he doesn't wanna put a septic system in.
No, he'd
And then
sooner
have
have
to.
city services,
No, I mean,
but we're not gonna.
put that in and then have to join the city after he puts that in?
There's no other way to do it, unless he puts a holding tank in and do like Thunder Ridge did.
Right.
And
We
pump
could
it.
always tee off if we needed to, if this option didn't work, we could always tee off of, bringing this up that easement.
Dean, can you come here a minute and give us a little insight?
Really think we need to do some sort, I mean, where can you run the sewage, Dean? Where
I
do
know
you
the
do that?
sewer runs down along here.
Correct.
Well, he said he needs sewer up to this one right away, so.
Right, so it'd be bringing it up
Through there?
this area.
Okay.
Correct.
So we'd bring it up through here and get it up to the property line. And then once we get it up there, then it's yours to take care of. Get it the rest of the way.
You're not up far enough to what he needs by spring is the problem.
Well, that depends upon, if we got a contractor and they're putting that in, that's up to you if you want to talk to them and say, hey, you're here, no mobilization fee, can you keep going and run it up there? That'd save you a little money that way. As long as he's there doing it, he can keep on going.
Okay.
But he's talking this lot, this guy wants to
You're
start
talking
building.
about doing that right now?
No, next spring, he's got a guy wants to build here now and talking about putting a septic in. Can we do that? And then once we get the sewer up there? How would that work?
What type of construction's taking place here? Because you could probably get a bid put together to get sewer ran up there before that septic's even being in use.
Put in.
Would be my
Yeah.
thought.
Well,
Depending upon when
right
it's-
now, the guy's going through the county application phase.
Yeah, well, depending upon,
Because-
and you don't have to tell me what it is, but
because this
depending
isn't
upon
gonna
what
get
he's
done
putting
is-
up there, and
But
depending upon when it's gonna open up, whatever it's gonna be, we could probably have sewer up there by the time.
By the
But depending on
spring.
what this is, it still has to get approved by the city as well.
Yeah.
Right.
It's within 2 miles of the city.
It's in the city, basically.
So I mean, there's still some time process that has to take place before that can even be developed.
Yeah, it would probably be March before it goes through all the meetings,
Correct.
so.
So.
And I mean,
all
my
these
thoughts are
projects
by April, you can have a
once.
contractor, you know, you put a June deadline on this, you can have a contractor getting
Run it.
sewer and water up there by then.
Yeah,
Does that fit the timetable?
sure.
Yeah.
And it's,
Because
how long will it take them to run that up there? It won't take them that long, will it? A week, maybe?
So who would be responsible for what now? Do we have that figured out?
We'd run it up through our property to here, and then from there, they'd be responsible to get it up to this lot.
Well, I think you have to bring it up to this lot, because this is a separate lot 7.
Right, but it's all part of this development.
Typically, the city just does down the roads, right? And actually, this is a new subdivision, so we wouldn't even be looking at anything like this had it not been a special type of deal we're looking
But,
at.
yeah, what we're
So
talking about
we
is,
get it to the street, and then whoever develops the area would have to tie into it.
right.
So I wouldn't promise anything further than
No, I'm-
that.
I'm not promising
Typically-
anything.
Typically, that's the way it's done. I don't think we're gonna break any other rules that we've previously set
But
as far as the city.
where we were at was we'd run it up to this property line up here, and that would take care of our park for sewer. And then they'd be responsible for the rest of it.
Okay, are we talking TIF district or not?
We'd almost have to be.
Yeah.
Can we get it into TIF?
So that would, we would love any information you have on like possible, what you're looking at for some of these areas, because the city's ability to pay for this is based on the city's, the growth in this area that would pay for that. I mean, that's the numbers side of things.
I signed this document
Oh,
2006. I don't know if it's applicable in.
Oh, yep, okay. Yep, absolutely. Okay, so yeah, it's like, it was just a agreement to include that ground in the urban renewal plan.
So our next step is to figure out what?
So for us, the next step, I mean, after you guys ask them as many questions as you want, then we'll go into closed session and you'll be asked to leave. So then you guys can discuss price points and the specifics of how you would want to incur debt like this and how you would want to pay it off.
And can we estimate what the TIF availability would be?
Yeah, so that's what if they would need to provide, which is pretty typical. I mean, with Bodine, with any of the agreements we do, it says right in there, like the developer agrees to an assessed value of X, because the city we can't bring in TIF revenues until we incur the debt, and it wouldn't be wise of us to incur debt that we didn't know we could pay off. So those agreements typically say right in them that there will be an assessed value of X, so that means the city's revenue will be Y, and then we know that we can use that to pay off the cost of infrastructure over the next 10 years, 12 years, whatever. I mean, it's not necessarily a time-sensitive matter, it's just more good policy on their part to make sure that don't put in all this infrastructure, take this huge bond, and then in 4 years, if there's not enough development, then we wouldn't be able to pay the bond payments. So to make those estimations, we'd have to start somewhere with you guys in terms of what you think we might be looking at, what type of valuations might be on those properties.
Finished valuations, or not?
And you guys wanted to annex in the city? Was it kind of on the fence, yes, no, or?
Well, I'm not interested unless I get sewer and water, so how does that work with an existing business now?
So you're talking, as far as you're the little
Where
standalone
the
parcel?
little triangles are right up
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
Jerry, or the rectangles, I mean.
So, I don't know, we'd have to look at that, build that in.
So I don't know how that, I mean, would I be excluded from that TIF because I'm existing and, or how does that work? I don't know. To get sewer
not
water
necess-
to me?
No, I mean, they wouldn't necessarily, it could exclude you or it could not. I guess that, it doesn't really matter either way. That's a decision you could make. I mean, it's only beneficial for TIF if there's gonna be growth from the current valuation. So like, if, that depends on what your plans are for the rest of that property. If there's gonna be growth there, then it would be beneficial for the city to TIF that, because then we can help you more, because we get to capture that increment from the growth. But if there's not gonna be growth, then it doesn't make any sense to include it in the urban renewal.
So
The
basically,
annexation process might have a problem with the island.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to annex anything in without annexing that in, because we can't create the island in there.
it basically comes down, if you want us to help you, you're gonna have to
Right there,
annex,
right
or
there.
become part
Well,
of
yeah,
the city.
actually, that's what my point is. If you
Right.
guys aren't gonna bring me sewer and water, why would I wanna be in the city of Piasta? But if you're gonna bring me city sewer and water, then I'll annex in, I guess that's.
But were you planning on adding any more or anything to that?
Well, I could have a building that, could use sewer and water.
Yeah,
if-
office or.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like any employees, I think Whitney was talking more, employees putting people to work is usually how we do the TIF, because, you know, like with Fairway, they TIF'd, and Bodine and Barry, they all got TIF money because
I'll
they,
be an employee then.
You don't have any sewer or water, you want to.
No, there's no need for any, so that's my point, if I'm not gonna, I mean, I could put up a building that, you know, if I can find a tenant that wants, you know, trucking company, say, you know, milk truck or something that wants to have a bay and, I don't know.
There is a shortage of truck drivers. I don't think people have it.
okay, so do we have any more questions for
Do we have?
Deb and Gary? Aaron?
Dean, do you feel comfortable, you have an idea where they want you,
So
the
as long as
utilities?
the council knows that what I'm trying to do here with your infrastructure is to try to benefit the development of the area, at the same time to close the gap on what I'm selling you this parkland for, as opposed to what I'm selling this land to other people that'll be buying parcels of ground. The marketability of an acre of ground is going to be over $80,000 an acre. So if you want to put that to your 23 acres, you just figure out what that's costing. So that's what I want the city to close that gap between $500,000 of what you could pay for it, as opposed to $2 million if it was developed.
And where are we at on price for that, if we buy it from you?
The park area.
The park area?
We don't
What'd
have
you
it
say?
on paper, but you know, it's like I said, I think I just quoted the price. The price is your input of infrastructure to close the gap on what that ground is worth. If it would, to a developer, the price of the ground is $15,000 an acre, raw ground.
Yeah, that's what I needed. I mean, we can't
So
guess
it's,
that.
it's
We have
basically,
to-
it's $15,000 an acre plus running the infrastructure in.
Plus your infrastructure cost. That'll, again, I say again, that it needs to close the gap. So that makes this process or this program or this sale go through. And we don't know what these numbers are. You know, we don't have an engineer that, I mean, I got the rough numbers from my engineer, but we didn't put anything out to bid, or we don't have any lines that are, any concrete poured where the lines are gonna be solid. They're all penciled, so you can erase them and move lines to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have some people that want to get going, you know, early next year, so whether it happens or not, I'm not sure. If we don't get a deal worked out here in the next 2-3 months, the part of the property will go through the process of seeking the county's jurisdiction on granting building permits.
And you were looking for us to help out with the detention basin too, as
Yes.
far as dirt work? Is there any other dirt work that we'll be liable for?
On city property.
Is there any other dirt work we're gonna be liable for, or just the detention basin?
Detention basin. Beyond that, whatever your engineer says, your grading will be when you start.
Yeah, that'll be
But
on.
the bottom half, which is, it's fairly flat. It's probably gonna go in there and just a couple little tiers when it gets fully developed. It rolls nice and gently. It's a big undertaking for the city, I understand. And it's, might be a little new, uncharted territory. But we're all trying to get the same thing done at minimum cost and have a great product when we get done. But we need to talk if we're going to proceed. We don't want to do something and then 5 years down the road we say, well, we should have done it this way. That way it would have benefited this parcel.
Right. Was this laid out just by you, or
What the drawings?
like property lines there or lot lines?
No, the engineer, I just told him basically what we wanted.
Okay.
You know, we wanted this here area is less quality ground. Let's put construction buildings there. And it fits there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we look at Birds Road as prime ground. And of course, we looked at the back part as very, it's developmental, and if it fits into the city's, you can hook up to your existing park if you can get an easement along through Collins property there. You can come right around that last street and hook into the backside for traffic that's people are going between games.
Mm-hmm.
You can use Cox Springs Road, and if we have to design another entrance off Birds Road, if that's what your desire is, we need to get an engineer here, sit down with you and see how it can be done. Like I said, it's all in pencil.
Dean asked, is there any reason that detention basin and the private street can't be moved
South?
all the way at the bottom of the property?
No.
You're losing a lot then.
The city is though.
So we, if you move that all the way.
Because this lot will be pushed up.
Correct.
I mean, right
We
now,
have to
there's
do
a whole
this
private
one.
street there already.
No, this is, right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. This would be,
So
this would
this-
turn into a public street though for access to the park.
So,
We would lose frontage.
Right.
On
That's where it originally was at the bottom, right?
This is the.
Yeah.
this will be a
Yeah.
public
And then it got
access.
moved.
Yeah, because we took this out.
Yes.
But this has been replaced with a drive
Yeah.
here on the other side of the water.
Well, this is still a version.
well, you guys are keeping that.
This is.
You,
I thought the application
Did you
was
have
page
more
30.
lots on that one?
Parcel one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not what your dad said before.
Because we
You had front and back
they're
lots.
small
He said
lots,
that
but
Yes.
they're.
This and this was all
Gotcha.
in the city.
I believe it was the 25.
So we inherited.
This is this part of the city?
Like I said,
This whole thing?
I guess that's why I was the question of why the detention pond was there, and I don't hear.
This piece here, is this,
Well, that's how they have it.
this,
No,
or
first of
that's,
all.
that's what
No,
I
all the way
said.
down there.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, that's why he's
Yep.
concerned why it could be put down
Yep.
here.
Oh, so
The size of
So
this
the
is
city is
based off
here,
this is
the
the,
60% of
is
the
there,
property.
separate.
Depending if you have all
That's a big case.
then the detention base would be smaller.
that's the booster station. Then this isn't yours.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
is.
Yes.
We're keeping that partial.
Yeah.
At least tentatively. Well, there's nothing that can't be erased and moved.
Like detention pond back down.
But then I
He loses
lose
a lot.
developmental property. Lose the lots. Where this here can be made any shape. And you can play it 99% of the time it's gonna be dry.
Well, it's involved this layout, isn't it?
What?
Yeah.
This layout's actually evolved since last time.
No, we were
Well, yeah.
gonna keep that. We negotiated that.
Okay.
So it's not,
No, it's negotiable for that.
So base price on the parcel that we've already discussed is 15,000. If you want to add or subtract more land, is it the same base price?
Per acre?
Depends on what it is. Depends on what acre it is.
Depends upon what, Aaron?
If we
It
keep.
would depend on what acre.
What location,
I
what
would,
parcel?
I would, say-
On Birch Road, you're not
Yeah.
gonna get it for 15,000.
But then I also.
No, we wouldn't.
I'm also holding my answer for how
How
well,
much help you get?
how much help we get from the city.
I would,
Infrastructure.
I would think if anything else we would want, it would be that parcel 5 down on the bottom that you've got
Yeah.
taken out of there. If we decided we wanted,
Yeah, we're gonna need, we're gonna need a lot of infrastructure help to take that out, because basically those lots are potentially $75,000 a piece. Or that lot 5 is 5 acres times that.
I was looking just the opposite direction.
oh, you were up on top? Oh, okay. I just
I mean,
thought,
no, that's just my opinion, you know.
Right.
Maybe you might have a better picture of it than I do. But I like Birds Road properties. I hear there's a lot going on Birds Road. So,
so you want to move the whole park up that way? Is that what you're saying, or?
well.
That
we
would
could-
definitely change
We
that
could put
$50,000
we could put
acre.
other things there too, but as far as access in the park, that access.
Off of Birds?
Off of Birch,
Which,
yeah.
which
You need
he
more
said
than
that,
one access.
right, which, but Gary said that is something we can talk about off of that road, that, yeah.
Yeah, or an access off this,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Or
about, that
street
road, the
that's-
street that you have going, we can talk about that.
If a better plan evolves, like you're saying, I'm just wanting to see whether it depends upon what we might or might not want to pick up, whether the price is gonna.
If you're going towards Birds Road, it's gonna cost more. That's what I'm saying.
You guys know what.
So Gary, on the west side of these
for
properties, Aaron, on the west side of these properties, there's gonna be a frontage road here,
We're
correct?
talking $100,000
Yes.
at least.
That would create access
I mean, I
for
know,
us developing, or
So-
depending on how we develop this.
I mean, you could put a public street and then have access.
Correct.
I will say originally,
Be
you know,
good
when
to
we
have a
talked
projector so we
to
can-
Jerry,
So this street here would not adjoin this one?
Chris Street, yes, so we will just try to
all the way so that.
Conlon?
No, right.
Who was on the park thing?
Jesse?
Oh, Jesse Bagley.
Bagley. That's the area that they had.
Which area?
Just in the middle here. For the simple fact that that was the less dirt work.
Yeah, and you know, and for, yeah, okay.
Right here.
And for park area
And then you could have basically.
and ball fields
Right,
also.
yeah.
But if you pick up enough land, you might be able to develop more than you think you can. You come up with more than just a ball field.
Well, that's, again, I think we're putting the cart ahead of the horse as far as what we're gonna use this land for.
24 acres is a
That's a
lot
lot,
of land
that's a
for
lot of land.
for a ball field.
Future development.
Cause I think I know where you're going with it,
You
I'm
have,
probably the same
you
page
don't-
with
You
you.
don't have 10 acres on here over here.
No.
No.
So just future.
So you got 3 balls.
How much is over here?
What?
Do you know? How much is it?
I don't know.
I've never done.
I'm not
I'm
sure.
guessing from Birds Roads down to the highway, 10
To the
acres.
land area?
The width of the ball neck comes right down, it's probably that, I'm guessing.
No, whatever, it's time to get on top of it, I guess.
I think first decision you gotta make is whether you're interested in a park and ground that close by. And then the second decision is what your contribution is gonna be besides the land price.
It all depends on how much tip value.
Well, I have a question too. If we do agree to, you know, give you X amount for the acres that you're asking, and to help out with cost sharing, is there gonna be a firm actual design, or is this always gonna be fluid and changing?
Then it just, it goes to
The
here and
streets will be
stops.
put in because of the structure,
That's because you don't have a place to
be
pick
permanent because the infrastructure has.
Because
to
once
be
we
put in.
go into this discussion, once we get a somewhat contract drawn up, we're gonna have it solid. It can't be changing and everything, because there's gonna.
No, it'd be.
I think these guys are just trying to figure out where we're at.
I'm just trying to figure out where they're
There might be,
at.
there might be parcels that are 4-acre partial that would be subdivided afterwards. But
And they'd have to be
The
platted.
overall design is not gonna be from this one to that one to this one. Once we figure it out, it'll be
Yeah, right.
the design.
once we can get an agreement on where the infrastructure goes, there's no change in after that.
Okay.
Change orders cost money.
Really? We found that out.
Over and over.
I just started off.
pick out my name and then I go.
Does anybody have any more questions for the Burts? Okay, well, I guess now we're going into closed session, so,
We don't have the answers, but
no, well, we don't either.
We just wanna do it right and.
Yes.
We're not gonna.
There should be some answers tonight, though, shouldn't there? Or are we just
No,
not?
I think she's gonna have, Whitney probably have to figure out what she's gonna, we're gonna have to, or she's gonna have to come up with the value of the land.
Well, it'd have to be appraised. If that's what you wanna do, is figure out a value of the land, you'd have to have it appraised.
No, what I was saying was TIF value. Maybe
Oh,
that's-
okay,
that's what we
I'm
appraised that.
sorry, yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Once we have the TIF value, but it's kind of hard to actually get what it's gonna be worth when we don't know what's going on. So that's where I was thinking, maybe we've got some economic things that could go on there too, and we'd have a definite. But.
So how much information do we
money
need from them as far as what's going in there? Do we need confirmation of what's going in there?
I
Do we
think
need?
what you can get the basics started, and then.
I can tell you
Without
one
the big
What
field,
kind
right?
of businesses
Store
they
and
are? That's the
one
big
thing
all
with
the
the
way down.
daycare center.
That's 10 acres.
That's just the 2 youth fields.
Oh, the one back here?
No, that doesn't have the AJ Spiegel field in it.
So that's 10, yeah. So
And that's the 2 youth fields and then the practice
Oh, okay,
fields.
without the big field.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's 10 acres. Okay.
You've been down to
Say how much information
so
you're gonna
with
need.
the baseball field.
How many acres is that?
Yeah.
What kind of
6.2
they're going,
acres.
you do?
Just for the
Well,
four?
yeah.
Or
Four
just
with
the
concession
general
stands.
pricing, or-
Yeah, idea, just, I mean,
That brings
so that we
value
know
to
what
Tiffin.
the.
Beautiful.
Okay, 'cause he said one of them will be a
That north
daycare.
is the one.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Look,
probably.
I've been down there.
So like daycare, and maybe I could email too, I mean, just general.
Ridiculous.
I mean, like, how big, maybe, I mean, even just
Some-
2,000 square feet, I don't know, 3,000, 5,000, I don't know what the.
You can estimate each lot at
Might be interesting.
Well, no, what's gonna go on it?
If something's going in there, how much?
Right, because there's just a difference between, and I work with the assessor's office on that, they're pretty good. Because this, I mean, this is the process that anybody's typically
So-
go to. So then he would say, like, he helped me, you know, okay, I have a comparable building in Epworth, you know, our values are higher, so then they take it times this percentage, and so they can give us an estimate.
So he'd be better to estimate it smaller than bigger?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, we would want to be conservative on our end, but.
Right.
Yeah. But we gotta, right, we have to start somewhere just so that we don't
Okay.
encourage a debt we can't pay off.
There you go. So, I guess she has it.
So how long do you think it'll get, or take to get an idea? Couple days, couple weeks, couple hours?
I mean, even if you just, like, we're looking at, you know, a daycare, 2 construction shops, and there's a huge valuation difference between some of these things, so just any, I mean, we don't need to know down to the dollar.
So if parcel like 4, 5, 6, and 7 are gonna be construction buildings, then that's what you let her know, and up here, if parcel 3 is gonna be a daycare, then let her know that, and so on and so forth.
The Baseball Association was gonna be running the concession stands rather than the city, would that be employees?
Those are 220s, and then it's 9.2 acres.
This is
For this, yeah.
all
Oops.
6 fields?
No, for,
Just the 4? This is the one in Ankeny?
These, this partial here and this partial here will probably end up subdivided like
that-
this.
Yeah. And that's, what'd you say, 6 point?
Once we
No,
start-
9.2.
Once we start
9.2.
getting.
Right.
Here you go, I've got mine, and you know what, nice, snag your pen for just a second. Put my stuff on there.
Right now, it's just one more line above, and about half acre.
So 10 acres out of 24 and still leave us with 14 acres there.
Okay.
For splash pads,
Maybe
swings,
it'll come.
pavilions.
I'd hate to see them have to put one in because.
I think there needs to be a barrier or something here.
What?
A barrier. Trees.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
So,
You know, they're expensive, and then you're gonna turn around, yeah, you know, if they don't annex, we got another island, you know. If they do annex, they spend a lot of money, but hopefully they wouldn't have to.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
All right, thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks, folks.
You bet. Have a good evening.
So when are you gonna get back to them, or should they? get
Yeah,
back?
I gave them all my cards so they can contact me. Okay, so do you want to stop the recording now?